and then it's just some random bot trying to sell me something, or I don't know, maybe they're real. I don't know. I don't check into it. I just don't trust an awful lot of stuff like that online nowadays because it just feels. It feels like it's weird. The internet is a weird place to be. It always has been. It's kind of the main point of it, I suppose, if there had to be. Um, so yeah, it's always been a sort of a weird ecosystem. But back in the day, well, I say that as if I'm ancient. I'm only 26. Um, so like back when I was a kid, back when I was like a young teenager and stuff like that, the internet was a very different place. It wasn't. People were more interested in just sort of using it as a thing to do. Like they weren't sitting there being like, "Oh, I need to make money off of this. I need to do this. I need to turn my social media platform into a business or whatever." We've moved into a belief system where anything you do online has to be monetized or it isn't successful. Anything that you do has to be something that can be eye-catching. It can be, it can chase trends. It can do everything in between. It can make you a superstar overnight. But old YouTube wasn't like that, and I think a lot of Twitch streamers as well. Like I'm not too familiar with how Twitch works. Like I'm not into the whole community of it. I watch like highlight reels of streamers that I watch, but I'm not sitting there with a live stream open the entire day. So I'm not the authority on this, but it feels like 10 years ago, or even, sorry, I had to burp. I feel like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, was Twitch even around 15 years ago? I feel like it was. But, like, back when these sites were not these massive, um, yeah, back when these sites were not these massive, like, multi-million dollar companies, and they were just sort of a website you'd go on after school to watch funny videos of people falling over for 10 minutes before doing your homework. There was a lot more authenticity to be found online. Like, you would go on forum sites, and there would be people, just sharing their thoughts on things. I mean, it would get negative sometimes, don't get me wrong. There'd be arguments and disagreements and everything in between, but everyone just sort of took it on the chin. They were like, whatever, I can just log out and not be bothered by it. But nowadays, fucking YouTube and Twitch are all like, if you're not making money off of this, if you're not turning this into a business, if you're not seeking to make millions off of this, then you're somehow doing it wrong. And what's weird about this is, like, I'm sitting here with the goal, I guess, of trying to see how this feels, and if I'm lucky or if something happens, then this could be something I could do more long term. But I know that by doing one stream, it's not going to suddenly be like, oh my god, this is the new thing I'm doing for the rest of my life. Like, I'm currently off work. I'm currently looking for a new job. The job market is very fun to deal with over here. So right now I'm just sort of throwing up ideas of what to do to fill the time while I'm not doing anything else. And if I'm already going to be playing games, then why not stream them as well? It's like, when I said this was for me, I meant it in the sense of, like, I want to one day look back on this, or anything else that I do, even if this is the only one I do, even if this is the only stream I ever do, and I never do it again, I never think about it again, I run away in embarrassment, hide in a hole, and just become this, I don't know, like, robot that just does what he's told the entire rest of his life and never tries anything else. Then I can at least look back on this and think, damn, okay, for, I don't know, 20 minutes, I was yapping about something that I felt was quite honest, and then 20 minutes later, I'm laughing at something that happens in the game, and then I end the stream, throw it away, and go, alright, well, whatever. And that's just sort of it. But I think it's worth trying, I want to say. It's worth giving it a shot, because what's the harm in it, right? Another bot has just tried to... What is it with, like, what... You wanting me to add you on Discord? why would I want to add you on Discord at any point in time? Why would I want to add or talk to you at any point in time? You're just trying to sell me something. Anyway, I don't really know what to do, to be honest. It's weird. It's like, I mean, most people you watch online are doing this for years at a time, and they've got an audience. They know exactly what they're trying to do. They have their whole thing kind of planned out. But I feel like there's an aspect of online spaces like this that have kind of, like I said, lost their authenticity. They've lost a lot of human interaction. Like, a lot of old YouTubers got their start because they were just playing a game and they just felt like recording it and they uploaded it, and then the rest is kind of history, and they just did it for the fun of it. I mean, I guess this is fun, just playing Minecraft, but then also training myself to have a bit of a, just sort of stream of consciousness, just talk about whatever, and I will go round in circles, because I know I'll go round in circles. Like, I know that's what I do, that's how I think. I'll, kind of stick on the same idea for as long as it needs to be kind of stuck on, but I don't know. It's kind of, I mean, I don't know. Right now it's sort of still, it's a foreign concept to me still, making something rather than just consuming it. And I think maybe that's the problem, is because everything is so saturated with, like, there's content creators for absolutely every sort of niche you can think of. I watch a lot of, I mean, Warhammer's pretty big, but I watch a lot of Warhammer stuff. And there's like 15 million different YouTubers all posting some of the same things over and over again. And obviously Minecraft is probably the least niche thing I could think of. But even then, there's like differences in different creators. Like, you'll have, I watch Flip, who does like, the Forever World thing he does. There's also like it's Flow State as well. They're both doing exactly the same thing. They're both playing Minecraft and recording it, but they're doing it in very, very different ways. And it's fascinating to me because, to me, that means that anything that I could do. I mean, it's like, again, it's with YouTube being the way it was back in the day, right? The whole quote, the motto for the website was broadcast yourself, and people did. But now it's either broadcast your thoughts and feelings and share who you are authentically, and potentially garner some sort of community, or chase the trends, hijack the algorithm, turn yourself into a content jockey, and make millions off of doing Mr. Beast levels of just stuff. Noise. Like, to me, all of that is just noise. All of that is just this, I don't know, it's like bright flashing colours if it was a video. Like, the bombastic editing to style, the fucking shouting into the microphone, and it's really, really big, really, like, expressive, yeah, but definitely not genuine reactions to things. It just feels sort of, I don't know how it feels, it feels off. That's what I'll say. It feels off. It doesn't feel like something that YouTube was built around. Again, there's more fucking bots. I don't understand. What is it with Discord? Why specifically Discord? That's cute. That's curious. But anyway, I just feel, I don't know what I feel, actually. I guess it's just sort of strange to do this, but I like the whole idea. I think the more okay, no, hang on. Let me try and speak English properly. I like the idea of posting stuff like this as a means of essentially journaling. Like, I'm uploading this to share how I'm feeling at this particular moment in time, doing this particular thing, and I'm sharing my particular thoughts on whatever because I can, right? Nobody's stopping me. Nobody's telling me not to do this, and even if someone did, I don't have to listen to them. I don't have to acknowledge what they have to say, and even if they do have good advice, or they're like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't do this, maybe you should do it this way, I can still go, well, actually, I enjoy doing it this way. I enjoy sharing my gameplay with other people and talking in the process, and if someone is like, oh yeah, I agree with you, then fine. But I mean, right now, this is my first stream in God knows how long, and I'm okay with that. I'm all right with just spending, I don't know, 45 minutes. Well, I'm in 25 minutes right now, but spending 25 minutes just talking about whatever comes to mind, posting it to YouTube, seeing what happens, as a means of keeping my own, like a journal, like my own kind of thoughts and feelings, and just progressing how. No, that's not the right word. Using it as a means of cataloging events in my life, but not through the lens of like this happened on this day and this is how I felt about it, but like what I'm thinking at that particular moment in time. Like there's been a lot of stuff that's happened over the, obviously 26 years, and it's kind of not natural, right? But in the sense of like, I know these events happened in my life. I can pinpoint the kind of month of the year that it happened, but I can't tell you what I was thinking on that day. I can't tell you what was going through my mind at that particular moment in time. I can only tell you how I felt. So, doing this as a means of just self-reflection, as a practice of vocalizing my thoughts. Because, like, okay, I have a dog, and I take her for walks every day, or almost every day. She's getting old now, so she's not really as able to walk as long as she usually does. But when I'm on these walks, it's honestly, I use them as a way of kind of figuring out how I'm thinking. I do admittedly talk out loud, or think out loud rather, and that probably makes me look insane to anyone that's passed me by. Obviously, I do keep my voice down. I'm not like talking at the top of my lungs and being like, ah yes, don't you agree with me, random stranger on the pavement? But being out in nature and being able to do something whilst also engaging with my own thoughts is a lot easier for me. It makes a lot more sense than just writing them down in a journal to forget about, because I feel like that's the downside to writing down stuff in a journal, is I will have a feeling in the moment and I'll sit down and write it and go, I don't actually feel this way. Which I guess is the point, that you're getting your thoughts out into somewhere else so that you don't have to think about them. But by doing that, it kind of removes the feeling of experiencing that emotion, because whereas writing, whereas talking about it and being vocal about it, it stimulates a different area of the brain. I think. I don't know if that's actually true, but it feels true. So, I think what's interesting to me is doing this as a sense of kind of journaling and just being able to practice, can I talk out loud for an hour about whatever? And if I can do that, then I can do it again, and I can do it again, and again, and again, and again, and again. And each time I do it, I get a little bit better at it, and every time I do it, I also have a means of looking back on it when I'm like, oh, what was I thinking on, I don't know, 20th of April? And I can look back, I can find the video posted on the 20th of April and be like, ah yes, I remember feeling that exact way, because I remember being in this like exact moment and feeling the way I felt when I felt it. Even if it is just like rambling like this, even if it is just yapping about whatever, but I don't know. I feel like I should move on to something